Hey guys, welcome back to Blox Clips US. Today, we're talking about one of Netflix's most inspiring and emotional sports documentaries, Ladies First. And honestly, this isn't just a documentary about sports. It's a story about determination. It's a story about dreams. It's a story about fighting against impossible odds and proving that talent can come from anywhere. After watching this documentary, I was genuinely inspired, and that's something very few documentaries manage to do. So in today's video, I'll share my complete review, my honest opinion, the positives, negatives, and answer the important question, is Ladies First worth watching? Let's begin. First of all, let's talk about the story.
The documentary follows the journey of Indian archer Deepika Kumari, a young woman who grew up in a very modest family and eventually became one of the world's top archers. Now, what makes her story special isn't just the medals or achievements. It's the journey itself. The documentary takes us back to her childhood and shows the struggles she faced while growing up. Resources were limited, opportunities were limited, and yet she refused to give up on her dream. What I really appreciated is that the documentary doesn't try to make her look perfect. Instead, it shows both the victories and the challenges, the success and the failures, the confidence and the pressure. And because of that, her story feels real and relatable. Now let's talk about the emotional impact. Honestly, this is where Ladies First shines. Throughout the documentary, you constantly feel connected to Deepika's journey. You celebrate when she succeeds, and you feel disappointed when things don't go her way. The film does a great job showing the sacrifices required to become a world-class athlete. People often see medals and trophies, but they don't see the years of hard work behind them. This documentary reminds us exactly how difficult that journey can be. Now let's talk about the production quality. For a documentary, the cinematography is surprisingly impressive. The visuals are clean and professional. The archery sequences are filmed beautifully. And the documentary captures both the intensity of competition and the quieter personal moments. The interviews also feel natural and authentic. Nothing feels overly scripted. Everything feels genuine. And that's extremely important in a documentary like this. The editing is another strong point. The movie keeps moving at a good pace. It never feels boring. Even viewers who know nothing about archery can remain interested because the focus stays on the human story rather than the sport itself. And honestly, that's one of the documentary's greatest strengths. You don't need to be a sports fan to enjoy this film. Now, let's talk about the biggest positives. The first positive is obviously Deepika Kumari herself. She's an inspiring person with an incredible story. The second positive is authenticity. The documentary feels honest and genuine. It doesn't rely on unnecessary drama. It simply presents her journey and lets the audience connect with it naturally. The third positive is motivation. This is one of those documentaries that leaves you feeling inspired after watching it. It reminds viewers that success is possible, even when circumstances are difficult. And that's a powerful message. Now let's discuss the negatives. The biggest issue is that the documentary is relatively short. There were several moments where I wanted more details about certain phases of Deepika's career. Some viewers may also wish for a deeper exploration of the competitive world of international archery. Another minor issue is that if you're expecting constant sports action, you may find parts of the documentary slower because it focuses heavily on personal experiences and emotional storytelling. But honestly, these are very small complaints. the overall experience remains engaging and inspiring. Now let's answer the important question. Can you watch Ladies First with your family? Absolutely yes. In fact, I would highly recommend watching it with family. There is no excessive violence, no inappropriate content, and no disturbing material. Instead, the documentary focuses on hard work, perseverance, family support, and personal achievement. It's one of those rare films that can inspire both young viewers and adults. Parents, students, athletes, and dreamers can all take something valuable away from this story. Now, let's talk about my final verdict. I think Ladies First is one of Netflix's most underrated documentaries. It's emotional, it's inspiring, it's motivational, and most importantly, it tells a real story that deserves to be heard. You don't need to love sports. You don't need to know anything about archery. All you need is an appreciation for stories about people overcoming challenges and chasing their dreams. Personally, I really enjoyed watching it. My final rating for Ladies First is 8.5 out of 10. If you're looking for a documentary that inspires, motivates, and reminds you that determination can overcome obstacles, then Ladies First is definitely worth your time. So that's my review of Ladies First. Have you watched this documentary yet? And which sports documentary has inspired you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Blox Clips US for more Netflix reviews, documentary recommendations, movie reviews, and entertainment content. Thanks for watching, and I'll